Isle of Storms, Future's Birth, Volume 2. Written and narrated by S.J. Saunders. Chapter 1. A Peculiar Offer. The tigerkin sat erect, posture perfect, in the splintering wooden chair across the table as the tavern around her creaked softly with mild activity. Tanner thought he could see a flash of amusement in the half-breed woman's green eyes, but maybe he was just being self-conscious. After all, aren't we the big scary heroes here? He glanced to his left, taking in the poised, graceful presence of the human woman who sat there, struck not for the first time with how menacing someone could look while in simple traveling garb and a cloak. Despite the calm in Jack's deep brown eyes, the way her gaze shifted subtly this way and that spoke of someone well accustomed to staying on guard. Beyond that, tightly braided hair hung past a shoulder, draped in a bristling quiver, while the other sported a sleek, black bow that even a stranger, much like Tanner had been mere days earlier, would be smart to assume she knew how to use. And the big old wolf beside her doesn't hurt things either. Even as Tanner watched, Ember, the wolf to the other side of the woman, gave a deep yawn, slumping down to the tavern floor after nuzzling his mistress's hand. Truthfully, Ember still had ample room to grow, if the size of his paws was any indication. Not that it was for me, Tanner thought, looking down at his own paw-hand hybrids. Unless his body still had big plans for his 20s, he'd always be a bit ungainly. Stifling a yawn of his own, Tanner turned back to the tigerkin woman and attempted to match Jack's inscrutability. "All right, Nalina, was it?" At the woman's nod, he added, "You said we should talk?" "Talk." Nalina gave a slow smile, staring at Tanner more intensely than he would have liked. "My apologies if my wording was unclear," she said in that low purr of hers. "But the invitation was intended for your other companion as well." Her eyes flickered past Tanner for a moment as he heard the door to the iron ladle open behind them, and Nalina dipped her head. "And here she is now." Tanner glanced over his shoulder, taking in the human storm of angst who just entered the ladle, as well as the haggard-looking middle-aged woman behind the bar. Yeah, well, no one looks their best today, thought Tanner, watching Sally Withers, owner of the iron ladle, as she pressed on in her various barkeeping duties, looking as though she might crumple into a sobbing heap if...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?